Bob, you talked a lot recently about Cespedes better at bats, the fact that you've been hitting the ball hard. What are your thoughts on the ball you hit there in the eighth?
Yeah, I mean, he has a flair for that. There's no question. We've seen him do late inning stuff. Guys throwing 100 miles an hour. Really didn't even do anything mechanically to try to catch up to it. Just saw it and hit it. So, sometimes we talk about it takes a couple hits and then you're off to the races. It has looked like in the previous games that he's been swinging better. So, good timing.
That's 3 come from behind, 1-run wins in a row. Are those kind of wins more rewarding?
That's a good question. I mean, for me personally, I would rather see us win by 10 runs, but the fans get a kick out of it. We have a little bit of the flair for the dramatic and close games here at home. So, I mean, it makes for a little bit more excitement, certainly at the end, and for us too. Nothing wrong with 3 one-run wins at home, all of which we were behind early on. What it does more than anything for me is show some tenacity that when you get down, you don't worry about it. You still feel like you can claw back and win.
Bob, with a sweep like this, I don't even know really if there is such a thing as momentum in baseball game to game, but moving forward on this road trip, what kind of a shot in the arm to this team?
Big. I think there is momentum. That's why you see teams go through stretches where they're doing everything right and stretches where they're doing everything wrong. And we've been, for a while now, finding a difficult time to put together complete games, whether it's pitching, hitting, defense, and to win close games and win games that you come back and in a fashion like this means you're doing all of them. We played well defensively. We've gotten big hits. The pitching has been good. Even for AJ today, comes out of the game with a couple runs under his belt, but still keeps his team in the game for, an outing where he was getting a little bit behind more than you see him. So, no, I think it does create some momentum.
You used Cook rather than Balfour. You wanted to give Balfour a day off, I take it?
Yeah, Doolittle and Balfour were not going to pitch today unless there was some sort of an emergency.
Could you talk about Cook and also about your use of Okajima?
Yeah, Okajima, you try to find somebody new coming in, a little bit of a soft landing, but they're just, we knew going in that 8 and 9 were going to be Blevins and Balfour, whether we were tied or ahead, and somebody had to pick up the slack earlier. We had Nish and Okajima matching up, and it was his call. I mean, it was his turn when, the lineup turned over like it did. So to be able to come in and have a strong performance, you got some base runners out there, make some big pitches against, a big part of their lineup makes you feel more comfortable as a teammate, and on top of it was paramount in the game.
About Cook?
Oh, Cook. Yeah, he's closed before. He's an all-star. We feel like we're pretty good. We're pretty well set up if Balfour is not available on a particular day, whether it's Cook, Blevins, or Doolittle.
I've got a follow-up in that regard, actually. If you could just talk about Cook's at-bat with Gordon.
Right.
Gordon comes in the at-bat 4 for 4.
Right.
Break down that at-bat.
Well, you know coming in that you got to try to keep this guy in the ballpark, which means typically you're going to go away a little bit more. I think the key for Cookie the last couple nights has been the changeup, a pitch that he doesn't use very often, and not only has he used it, and Dino Norris makes him use it, and he's gotten 2 big outs with it. When a guy's 4 for 4 and seeing the ball like a beach ball to take a swing like that means it's a very effective pitch that he's not looking for. So it's been a key pitch for him, definitely.
And the pitch track said that the fastball was a 2-seam fastball in 96. Was that back to 2-seamer?
That's basically all he throws. When he comes in, it's a little straighter. When he goes away, it's got some run to it. Yeah.
Bob, I may have missed this working upstairs. You mentioned, I said something about Cespedes earlier, and you said he's fine. He certainly looked at it today.
Yeah, I mean, he's had good at-bats here recently. He lined out, I think it was 3 times last night, and the part that can be frustrating when you're not swinging well. But, there's always a calm about his at-bats. First time up, he pops up on the first pitch and then has good at-bats after that. And, he Guy comes in throwing close to 100 miles an hour, and he turns it around on the second pitch. He's a very confident guy. It's never really a lack of confidence with him.
Bob, this is a pretty obvious, self-evident question, but what kind of difference does Cespedes swinging well the way you know he can make for your club?
Right, it takes the pressure off everybody around him, whether it's Moss or whoever's hitting ahead of him. He and Coco both are so important to our lineup, even when they're not swinging well. Knowing that Coco's there leading off and Yoenis is there in the middle of the lineup is key for us, because guys feel like, okay, these guys have it. We just do our thing. We just play our roles and be productive and pass the baton when we need to. So they're very important to us.